Hi, I'm Kelly here at Blue Stamp Engineering in New York City, and this is my final video. So, as you can see, my portable sun charging solar panel is complete, but you can't really, it's kind of smaller now because the table's small, so yeah. And I have added a switch that can control whether I want the battery to be charged or the LED lights. It's very simple. So well, to get all of this to be how it is now, I had to do some mechanical drawings of everything, and so that's what I did first. Then there was a big piece of wood, and I just drew all my dimensions on there and gave it to one of the assistants, and he sawed it up for me. So while I was waiting for the big pieces of wood to be sawed up, I started with my solar panel. And the guy from Instructables first had the solar panel with a wooden frame, but we thought it was easier just to drill some piece of threaded rod on there, and it actually was, because we had a threaded rod, and then we just put this really thin piece of wood that made the job easier as well. So that was the wooden frame. Then we did the U bracket, it's a U, so yeah. And then the guy had for the roller bearings, some sort of U shape right here to hold them. But ours are actually really small, so instead we just drilled in on the side of the wood, and then we just put some threaded rod, which was actually much more easier. And as you can see, it still rotates, same thing. And instead of using a really big piece of chunk of wood for both sides for the U bracket, we actually just put the motor on a piece of wood that was the same size of it, and then just attach that to the U bracket. Then the base, we had some kind of problems because when we drilled in the screws at the side, it was actually very wobbly and not steady at all, so we couldn't have that hold up the solar panel. So another assistant actually helped us, and we put pieces of wood on the back where the connection is, and that made it actually very sturdy. And so yeah, that was that. And then with the hinges, and it worked perfectly fine with the rod, which was made up and down. Then one of the most difficult parts, I guess, for me was the sliding mechanism. And we couldn't find the place for both of these triangles. All three triangles would meet and have it move easily up and down the rod. So instead, we just drilled 3 holes, and one is for the smallest part, the smallest angle. This one is for basically the medium one, and then the third one on top is for the bigger angles, which corresponds to the sun. And and then the battery. We connected that to the solar panel, and we checked the voltage, and it worked. But then we tried checking for current, and we got 0, and we tried different things. So then that's when we decided to use LEDs to see if there was actually current. And when the LEDs lit up, it actually worked, so we knew that there was current going through. So then we just decided to add a switch, whether I want the battery to be charged or the LED lights. And I could demonstrate right now. We have a light here, which I think will turn on. The light's pretty bright, so I don't know if you'll see the LEDs light up, so I could just turn the switch. And I don't think you could see it that well, but the LEDs lit up. And then if I just turn the other way, it turns off the LEDs, and then this starts charging. So yeah. That's one modification I made to it, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.